Markets have slipped now, down 12 points, 79.42, and Eicher Motors numbers have come. Eicher is a hot favorite in the auto sector as far as the stock markets are concerned. So let's take you through the numbers out there. Q3 profit has come at 255 crores versus an estimate of 267 crores. So the tad lower. In fact, net sales is also the sales number is, the profit number is lower than estimates, but the sales number is higher than what happened year on year last year, but again, marginally lower than estimates. The estimate was 3,098 crores. It's come in at 3,070 crores. What is important to see is the margins in this company, and we are awaiting those numbers, but on the face of it, there you can see the stock. It's been a big mover if you actually look at Eicher Motors over the year or the year-to-date period, and the stock is taking a bit of a knock on the back of that. We will need the fine print of those numbers. The costs in the company have interestingly gone up. One would have thought that costs would be down, but costs have actually gone up year on year. Maybe because advertising spends, we have to get a sense of those numbers, but costs have gone up substantially as compared to the last period. And there you have the stock taking a beating, down about 6% in trade today, as you can see. So to recap the numbers, operating margins at 15.7%, which is was expected at 15.8%. So there has been a slight improvement in the margins nonetheless. So we will have to see what the numbers finally stack up as. But if I can just get you Eicher Motors over the year and in the year-to-date period, you'll see how that stock has done. 1 year, it has given returns of about 33%. And over the YTD period, it has been a stock in focus. And as you can see, it is up 10%. So all in all, it is a stock that has been the hot favorite. I think Ashok Leyland and Eicher Motors have been the two favorites as far as the auto stocks are concerned. And understandably, some bit of cooling off as the numbers come in. Mind you, the numbers aren't as bad as this 5.5% downtick is kind of indicating right now. But we will have to see the fine print of what the management has had to say in the press release of the Q3 numbers to get a sense of what the quarter has looked like. To recap, sales at 70 crores, at 3,070 crores, and profits at 255 crores versus an estimate of 272 crores. The volumes have been good, especially on the Royal Enfield side. And the Volvo Eicher JV volumes have also been seen to be up about 19%. The soft commodity prices, mind you, were expected to improve the cost and metrics of the company. In fact, a higher number on the margins as well. But that hasn't come through, and that's perhaps why the stock is down 5.7%. We'll, of course, get you more commentary on this stock with our experts, but let's quickly get you another management. JK Paper has turned profitable in Q2. Sales have also seen a healthy uptick. Kumaraswamy, CFO of JK Papers, joins me on the show to analyze the earnings. Mr. Kumaraswamy, thanks so much for joining us. Very quickly, can you share with us the highlights of the quarter gone by?
Quarter has panned out very well for us. We have achieved 12% to 13% growth in volumes. Of course, there was some amount of softening in the prices. So with the result, there was a 11% growth year on year in our net sales, which is about 590 crores now. And there has also been a slight increase over the previous quarter. If you look at the segment-wise sales increases, it's about 19% in the uncoated segment, about 10 to 12% in the coated segment. And there has been some softening in the packaging board segment. Prices have fallen more in coated paper. The rest have held, and packaging board in the last quarter there has been some correction. The profit, which has grown from 16 odd to about 19 odd, has come this is over the previous quarter, signifies continuous improvement and more and more of exports and cost saving measures, etc. Over the same period last year, we have significantly saved on the power and fuel element, basically due to efficiency gains. We have also reduced the consumption of chemicals, as well as we've got some rate reductions because of the softening price of chemicals. And we have also been able to source our coal much better, and we have been able to squeeze much better energy out of the coal that we purchase. Raw material prices also over the same period last year has softened somewhat, although there was a small increase over the previous quarter. All in all, a great quarter, and we hope to take it even further from here.
So you can see Siddhartha Lal, who is going to be starting his press conference with the numbers. Let's get back. Mr. Kumaraswamy, thanks so much for joining us with that quick take on the JK paper numbers. Let's quickly go across to Pranoy before Siddhartha speaks, if we can squeeze it in, or should we go straight to Siddhartha? Okay, let's go to Pranoy for a quick heads up on those numbers. Pranoy, the stock down about 4%. Market's not liking those numbers, or is it just the value correction on the stock?
Well, the numbers are pretty much in line as far as estimates are concerned. The bottom line, I have to say, is a tad below what we're working with. The profit number consolidated at 255 crores. Estimate was 273 crores, so that's a little below. If you talk about the other numbers, more or less in line. The consolidated sales numbers come in at 3074 crores. Estimate of 3098 crores. The EBITDA also in absolute terms has come in at 493 crores. Absolutely bang in line with estimates of 493 crores. The margin has come in at 15.3% on a consolidated basis. Estimate was 15.8%. So pretty much in line as far as the operational metrics are concerned. Talk about Royal Enfield, and the standalone sheet also pretty much reveals an in-line performance. If you talk about the sales number, has come in at around 1295 crores. So mostly broadly the numbers are in line.
Results update of Eicher Motors Limited. I'm very happy to share our financial and sales performance for the third quarter of the calendar year 2015. I'll start with an update of Eicher Motors Limited consolidated financials, which includes our Royal Enfield standalone performance as well as our Volvo Eicher subsidiary. We posted our highest ever net income of over 3,122 crores, registering a 37.3% growth over quarter 3 of 2014, which had a net income of 2,275. So that's a 37% growth in top line, and in EBIT, earnings before interest and tax, operating profit that is, of nearly 405 crores, which is an increase of nearly 63% over quarter 3 of 2014. And the EBIT margin is 13% for consolidated Eicher Motors Limited, which is again the best ever in any quarter in the history of Eicher Motors Limited. This once again reinforces the extremely strong and resilient businesses that we have of Volvo Eicher and particularly of Royal Enfield motorcycles. Quarter 3 financial performance at the standalone level for Eicher Motors Limited, which reflects the Royal Enfield performance, is as follows. We had our best ever quarterly total income from operations at over 1,300 crores. Which is an increase of over 58% from 821 crores, same quarter last year. This quarter, we posted our best ever EBIT of 334 crores, which is a growth of nearly 74% over the same quarter last year. And it translates into our highest ever EBIT margin of 25.7%, which is certainly now also the standard in the entire automobile industry. So that's the highest ever operating profit of 25.7%, and which reflects the continued growth and profitable growth of Royal Enfield. Moving on to our business updates. In quarter 3 2015, we had a best ever quarter of sales as well for Royal Enfield. We sold 127,611 motorcycles. So that's 1,27,000 motorcycles, which is a 56% growth over the same quarter last year. Our order book continues to grow faster than our sales and is strong as well. We continue to take in more orders every month. In addition to that, today the board of Eicher Motors also accorded an in-principle approval for additional capacity creation at Royal Enfield at our new plant, which we bought recently in Vallam Vadagal in Tamil Nadu, which is in Greater Chennai area. This will take the combined capacity of Royal Enfield to 900,000 motorcycles or 9 lakh motorcycles by the year 2018. In India, Royal Enfield continues to increase its retail footprint. We will be available at 500 dealerships by the end of this year, the calendar year. All these stores will reflect our unified global retail identity. In the last quarter, Royal Enfield has taken some significant steps as a part of growth strategy and focused international thrust to expand our mid-size motorcycle segment globally. Towards this, we've announced our first direct distribution subsidiary outside of India, which is in North America in August this year. North America is a nodal market for Royal Enfield and one of the biggest for motorcycles in value terms. We're going to be headquartered in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the Royal Enfield team will be led by Rod Copes, who's the president of Royal Enfield North America, and it will conduct all market development, sales, after-sales activities we will be conducting directly through our subsidiary in the US, which is a very big moment for us. We will also be opening our first exclusive Royal Enfield store. We are available in a lot of multi-brand stores. Our first exclusive Royal Enfield store in Milwaukee in the US in the first half of 2016. In August, Royal Enfield also announced its entry into Indonesia, which is the third largest motorcycle market by volume in the world.
Siddhartha Lal, but put your focus on the BHEL numbers, terrible numbers out there.